Hi there, and welcome back. So let's compare the three solutions that we've obtained so far now: Steady, Unsteady, and Pseudo-transient local time stepping. So pretty much we will get the same solution. Okay, so the difference will be mainly computational efficiency, which one is faster, and probably a little bit in accuracy. Okay, so from my personal point of view, Unsteady is always the most accurate one, but it takes a long time, but sometimes there is no other way. So let's go back to our Linux installation. In this case, I'm running in VMware virtual machine. Here we have the three solutions, and let's compare everything. So let's go to Steady. Remember that in sol logs you have everything. And by the way, I put here the scripts because I'm going to do the post-processing here, everything. I'm running some simulation on the background, so I don't want to change files and so on. So on a count of three, first let me start with the post-processing, no, with the residual. So Python plot washer log solver. Okay, so this is Python plot washer log solver, and we're going to have our residuals and continuity, and also let's plot new plot scripts, all coefficient, and these are the forces. So probably you already recall now the local time stepping that we mentioned 1500. We could have stopped here. Look at that. This is not very efficient. You need to run more. So from that point of view, already we see that it seems that it is better pseudo-transient, but the cost per iteration is a little bit higher. So let's put this here. That corresponds to steady. Now let's do the same stuff. Let's move and let me get on the steady, and we're going, let me copy this one. So in your case, also do the same, put it there. And let me open, okay, now let's move here and open a new window, tab there. So on steady we have this all logs there, and yep, Anaconda 3 to load my Python environment that is specific to me. Okay, so be careful, but probably you're using the same our Wolřej Dynamics virtual machines. We have that environment set like that, and Python plot washer. Okay, and let me open a new window here, and I will go new plot scripts all. Okay, so plot, let me minimize, so continuity, residuals, something like this, continuity errors, boom, 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 and I'm missing something here. Okay, this one, and there you go. So my forces, and now let's do the last one, which will be pseudo-transient or local time stepping, and we have 17 LTS and so logs. So there you're going to find two folders. C1, C2 corresponds to different maximum delta T current number combinations. So I will use C1, which was the one of the previous video. Okay, so just to show you something here, you have the README, and you will see that C1 corresponds to these combinations of parameters in the FE solution, C2 to this, so you can compare, see the efficiency, larger, how forces change, so it's up to you. So I will go to C1, but also I need to copy this here, put it there, and let me load this on Python plot washer log solver, and now also let's wait for that. Okay, and let me put it here, boom boom, nice comparison, and I'm missing now new plot and scripts and forces. Okay, and put it here. Boom, boom. Nice comparison. So steady, unsteady, pseudo-transient. Before now discussing this, let me go here to show you something. So remember, do you have the user guide OpenFOAM? So it's good enough. Okay, so take your time, read it. Okay, so basically all the options that we were playing around, you have it here: OpenFOAM cases, global control, and so on, numerics, and so on. But if you want to go also a little bit, we talk about boundary conditions, also boundary conditions, and so on. No, so you have it there. But if you want to go a little bit more into details, also in the OpenFOAM website, you have resources. You have the CFD book, which is free, by the way, but also you have it in Amazon. I recommend it. I have my copy. It's a really good one. You have here the theory specific for OpenFOAM, but also it's general finite volume method. It's very good. The book, I strongly recommend it. And for this discussion, you can go chapter 5, algorithms and solver. So read here, and here you have what you're going to find. So we talk about on the relaxations, iterative solution, diagonal dominance also, when you use renumber mesh and scatter of criterion that I didn't mention in the previous videos, but later also maybe I mentioned something. Pressure velocity, coupling, steady solutions, you have the theory there, transient solutions, and then also you have pseudo-transient, so you go pimple. You have the pimple loop, but also how it works in pseudo-transient. So if you want more details and everything that I mentioned, recall that I mentioned about the reciprocal of delta 2, delta t, and so on, what is happening, how to choose everything. You go transient, there you go, what is happening. You go to steady, how that loops works, how you control iterations, what you are doing. You have the bounded option that I think is not added there. You have the explanation somewhere here on the relaxation, how to control the iterative advancing of those state solutions and so on. So take your time, read here, it's fantastic, it's not that long. Also we talk about the energy equation and the formulation and so on. So now that I mentioned that, let's come back here. So a steady solution, unsteady, and pseudo-transient. So if we look here, look at the simulation that has the most problem now reducing the residuals. Okay, it was steady. Instead, unsteady, very smooth, and pseudo-transient, look at that, it was probably even better than the unsteady. That doesn't mean that this method is better. Okay, for some reason they have better convergence properties. So already in 1000, now it was flattening here. Well, here it's difficult to say what corresponds to the iterative convergence. So you need to put iteration, but it takes more time now. It iterates more. Okay, so here everything looks nicer, but the steady took longer. Now we look at here the continuity errors, and clearly you can see that the steady, the cumulative, it is increasing, it is accumulating. Okay, that doesn't mean that is not that bad, but you have to be careful also, because if this one start to become like 10, something like that, that's not good. It's too much. Okay, and that is due to the fact that you're violating the physics that you don't have time. Okay, but if you look at the pseudo-transient, look at that, it's much better. So somehow you are adding time. Okay, it is not global, it is local for self, but you improve a lot the solution and it conserves better. And well, nothing to say about the unsteady. It's okay, perfect. Okay, and that's it. And finally, when we want to compare accuracies and iterative convergence, we monitor some quantity. And here clearly you can see that do not pay attention to this one, because this is not telling you which one is better, how it's converging the solution is better. You need to measure something or visualize something. So if we look at here, the steady simulation, look at that. Probably we need to let it run more. Okay, by looking at the other solutions and you look at the values, we say, okay, yeah, that is arriving to that steady value now, but probably we need to let it run more to let it flat. Okay, flat the quantity. But if you compare with the pseudo-transient, already at 1500 iterations, we can say, okay, this is okay. We can stop here. Here, instead, you cannot say anything. And look at that. This is telling you that this pseudo-transient is better from this point of view, iterative convergence, but also accuracy. However, to arrive to 1500, it will take more time. Remember that we're doing more iterations. Instead here, 1500, and later we will open the log files to see that. It will be much faster. But at the end of the day, what do you want? fast solution, okay, or accuracy. I will say I prefer accuracy, but it's up to you. And then we take a look at the unsteady, and well, your solve time, you have your initial transient, and then everything is stabilized. About 0.3, look at we reach here 1 second, but 0.3. How many iterations it took to arrive here? We need to look in the log file, but it took much than this one. Probably something similar, who knows, but you need to quantify that. But usually unsteady takes more iterations, okay? In some cases, probably easy physics, it will be faster and better than steady. So this is it. Now look at that, comparing all the methods and everything. You can draw your own conclusions. So let's see that here is something about, let's say 132. Now it's 134. The value here as you go, but yeah, it's around that ballpark, and here also about that. Yeah, about that ballpark. So solutions are similar. Now, let's take a look at the time now. For that, let me go here. No, not LTS. I will want to take a look at logs, and let me open the log file here. Okay, and let me open the log file for LTS. I'm not going to open the one for unsteady, that is a big one, and well, no need. This interesting thing here is just to compare the 1500 iteration, okay, to see what was the CPU. So in this case, we have the first one. This one corresponds to the steady. So let's go. So first 4000 iterations. Let me go to the end of the file. It took this many seconds. On this one, it took 5 times more. Okay, I recall that the unsteady probably was something like this, but up to 0.2 seconds. But the interesting point will be, and well, let's do something. Let me open that survey. It will take a long time because it's a huge file. But let's see, probably later. Use the magic of video editing. We can go to the last one. Okay, so 1500 will be here. I'll go down a little bit more. Okay. Too much there for sure. Okay, so let me roll down. Okay, there you go. So 1500 iterations. This many seconds, so about 10 seconds, 10 minutes probably. And now let's do the same here. Let's arrive to that iteration. What iteration is this one? Where do I see the? Okay, so I need to go a little bit down. Okay, there we go. 1500 iteration for pseudo-transient, and for this one it took 2000 seconds. So 3 times more. However, if we look at the forces, probably to arrive to something steady, okay, 1500, yeah, you need to arrive to that time of 4000. So see here, at least my economics, I would prefer to use the pseudo-transient. But the trick here is that you need to choose the right combination, maximum coolant, damping, smoothing, and so on, to advance things in an efficient way. It requires some experience to use or contain stepping, as I was mentioned, commercial software that they will default user for steady solutions to pseudo-transient. They have their own algorithms now to control that. Makes things much easier to the user. Here you need to get that experience. Okay, so there you go, we have that, and let's take a look at the unsteady simulation. So this unsteady simulation, I run this one, the log file, for 1 second, if I well recall. Yeah, so see that at this time it's taking just 2 iterations to converge those iterative loops, and here this is taking this time. And let me find what will be iteration. Okay, here, but from here I cannot quantify that, but also you can get iteration 1500. That probably, because I think it will be 1500. Yeah, it's difficult to quantify here. I need to get each of these iterations that we take here. But let's say that 0.2 seconds, let's say, an iteration that is equivalent to 1500, that seems already stabilized. For us, it will be in Unsteady at 0.3 seconds now. So I'm firing now that number. But yeah, we can get the equivalent. Now each iteration will add for one, or each tiny step will add for one, but I need to have my script to get that, and I want to get, just roughly speaking, 0.3 seconds. Now that kind of will be the same, so now a little bit too much, let me go a little bit. There you go. So here 0.3 seconds. Look at that, it took this 51. Okay, so 2 times the pseudo-transient, okay, and 8 times, no, or 7 times the steady. So I would say that now if I put it in my notebook, I would prefer to go for the Unsteady. Now for 0.3 I get something much better, respect the physics. So I'm not gaining so much when it comes to the pseudo-transient, not much, but if we compare with the Unsteady, with the steady is way much faster. But it's up to you, do your own math, but you have it there, the numbers. No, well, actually, yeah, the Unsteady is 2 times slower than the 2.5 times slower than the pseudo-transient, so the pseudo-transient is much slower. But if your goal is to get more accuracy or to resolve time for a less simulation, no option, go here. So that's it. This is, I hope with this discussion I wrap up soon, so you have all the post-processing. And well, now we can go discuss next videos. Now we will do the viscous solution and then discuss the numerics specific in this case, but also the general numerics in OpenFOAM. But remember, I'm going to elaborate about this book and this chapter 5, and then you have this chapter 4 also, then talk a little bit boundary conditions, chapter 6 there, and here's chapter 4. So that's all. Thank you for your attention. See you next time. Bye.